This is Al Foran for Usyk'S TV. The weigh-ins have just finished up.
Yep.
The talking's over. The face-offs are over. And I'm beside the voice of boxing, Mr. Adam Smith. Adam, just give me a breakdown of what is going to happen tomorrow night in this unbelievable showdown.
I'm so excited. It's just what we do this for. Wembley Stadium, the best setting possibly in the world, as Michael Buffer was saying. You see that arch wherever you're driving around London, and there's something spectacular about being at Wembley anyway. To have a sporting event here and England games and FA Cup finals and all that, but boxing here is particularly interesting. There's a long history with Ali and Cooper and the old stadium, with Frank Bruno winning the world title at the fourth attempt against Oliver McCall. And then the new Wembley has had Froch Groves. We've had AJ Klitschko. We've had Fury against Dillian White. We've had loads of AJ Povetkin, loads of great nights and moments. And here's another, and here's the undisputed heavyweight championship. They say the heavyweight championship is the best thing in sport to win. Undisputed, all the belts, all the marbles. We saw Alexander do it in Riyadh. We saw him do it at cruiserweight too. But to do it here at Wembley, which is his second home, London, and Daniel Dubois' home, is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for the fight. 2 years on from the last one with that controversy, Dubois lost the fight. He's got to put that out the back of his mind. He's got to start again tomorrow. If, and it's a big if, he can get hold of the center of the ring, pump his jab out, use his physicality, and win some of those early rounds, he has a chance. He has a chance of doing something incredible, unbelievable tomorrow night. But Alexander Usyk is a young 38. He's only had 23 professional fights. And he looked better and better against Fury in that second fight. His training is like no other. His mindset, I think, is pretty much like no other. He has a bit between his teeth, I think, because he feels a little bit disrespected from what Daniel Dubois did in the ring last time, and also some of the stuff that he's coming out with, or his team have come out with.
Don't push the horses.
Yeah, don't push the horses, which is a reference to when he was knocked out by a horse on his farm when he was a kid. The only person to ever stop Alexander Usyk, the only person, the only animal, the only thing to ever was a horse. So don't push the horses is a reference to that. Only knocked out by a horse. And don't push it, don't goad him, because he looks in the sort of mood that he wants to put on a statement here at Wembley tomorrow night. So the logical choice is Usyk, because Usyk is the best of the generation. He is a pound for pound great. In heavyweight boxing, you never know. Daniel Dubois is never going to get a better opportunity. He's 27, he believes in himself, and momentum is with him. I just think it's a really hard ask against an Usyk who's still flying. I think Usyk has to decline in the fight and has to get it really badly wrong, and Dubois got to get everything right for it to be a Dubois win. Could it happen? Of course. Anything could happen in heavyweight boxing. Thunder and lightning predicted for tomorrow night, so you never know. We didn't think Justice Hooney would be coming out a loser in Ipswich the other night. Anything can happen at heavyweight boxing. My gut feeling, it's a world champion against an elite. And if that elite is still, as we think, elite, Daniel Dubois has got a problem tomorrow night.
We spoke off camera yesterday, just after the press conference, and we spoke about Dubois' approach. Does he come out the traps in relentless fashion, or does he kind of, size Usyk up a little bit? How does he go about that? Because we've spoken about Usyk in rematches as well, and how conclusive his rematches are. How he's pretty much scanned the opponent from the first fight, and he puts in a better shift second time round. How do you think Dubois should approach that in the opening rounds tomorrow? He's
got to go for it. It's that simple. I was speaking to Ticey Gallagher, who's part of his camp, and she believes the fight ends early, and she believes that if Daniel does what he's been showing in the gym with the confidence he's got now from Don Charles, she believes he's got the power to do that. He's got the power to the body, he's got the power to the head, and he just thinks the relentless approach will win him the fight. It's a risky, really risky tactic. And if it doesn't work after 4 or 5 rounds, the likelihood is he gets stopped again. But I think he's got to do that. I think Usyk, once he gets in a rhythm, is incredibly good. He reads fights so well. You're right, he scans opponents. The judgment of distance is so beautiful. His feints, his backhands, all of it is just wonderful. And he took away the jab when he fought Joshua. Actually, he's fantastic in rematches, But I thought first time against AJ, he was even better than he was second time. I thought the second Fury fight was better. But the first AJ fight, you watch it back, he takes away Joshua's jab really, really early in the fight. And if he does that with Dubois, the Brit's got problems. But if Dubois can get out and get hold of them into the ring like he did against Joshua, use that wonderful jab he's got, double it up, back him up, push him on the ropes, make Usyk feel uncomfortable early, maybe we've got a fight on our hands. I think he has to do that. He has no choice. It has to be Dubois by knockout, not on points. I think that is an impossibility. Well, nothing's an impossibility. I think it's highly unlikely Dubois wins on points. I don't think he can outbox him. I think he has to go for it. I think we'll know within 3-4 rounds how this is going. Could Dubois knock him out? No one else has done it, but it's always a possibility with a guy that can hit that hard, 21 knockouts in his 22 wins. Or will he walk into a heap of trouble like he did against Kevin Lerena early by just going for broke? I don't think he's got much of an option. I think he's got to do it. And I think Don Charles would have got in his head, you walk to the ring like you did against AJ, no distractions, tunnel vision, and you're the man in there, and you go and knock him out. I think that is the way that they're going to approach this. I think it's going to be a fascinating first 6-7 minutes of the fight. Could he get him out of there? It's a could. If he doesn't, impact himself on Usyk. If Usyk wins some of those early rounds, I think we're going to see the same thing again.
We are seeing a lot of that this week. There's, not much talking out of Dubois. It's tunnel vision. But I just want to go to, if Usyk does win tomorrow night, if he already isn't in the pantheon of all-time greats, he most certainly enters that. He's most certainly entering that hall of all-time greats, isn't he, Adam?
He's already a Hall of Famer. He's already in the pantheon of greats. What he's done as a middleweight amateur. 350 odd amateur wins.
But where do you put him if he wins tomorrow night, Adam?
23 professional fights, and in those 23 professional fights, he's cleaned up at cruiserweight, he's cleaned up at heavyweight. No talk of AJ and Fury anymore. Usyk is the heavyweight of this generation. If he wins and does the double over Dubois, well, he's got to be in the top 5 heavyweights, I think, of all time, and the top 5 fighters maybe, or top 10 fighters of all time. If he wins tomorrow night, I'd like to see him have one more, if it's possible, in the Ukraine at some stage, because he only wants one more, I think. Joe Parker deserves that opportunity. But he could walk away tonight and he'll forever be a legend of the sport. Not just that, it's the way he's carried himself. You heard here people who are shouting for Usyk. He carries himself so wonderfully. He's an intelligent, a likable, a funny guy. He stands tall for the Ukraine. He's fought on the front line for his country. He's an ambassador. He's a representative of a nation that's gone through crisis after crisis in the last few years. And it's more than just sport. Alexander Usyk is an incredible inspiration to so many people. So I think he is already that Hall of Famer, that legend. But I think if he wins tomorrow night and he becomes a 3-time undisputed champion of world boxing, I don't think there's many parallels. We said it about Katie Taylor last week. Is there a better female fighter that's ever lived? Is there a better Irish sports person that's ever lived? Is there a stronger case for someone being one of the great fighters of all time than Katie Taylor, and one of the most humble? Usyk's the same. They both are the same. And they adore each other, by the way. They're inspired by each other. So I think they're 2 generational greats who we absolutely adore, and who, when it's all said and done, we'll look back at thinking we're glad to have been around them, and we're very fortunate, because I think Alexander Usyk will be remembered as one of, if not the greatest fighter of this era and of any era. And I think Katie Taylor, the same will be said. So what I'd like to see is both of them having a homecoming, one in Ukraine, one in Ireland, and that'll be that. But I think they'll both stay involved in boxing. But yeah, tomorrow night first, one step at a time. I'm calling the fight, so I'm not going to make a prediction, but I would be very surprised if Alexander Usyk didn't find a way.
Adam, we cannot wait for tomorrow. I just want to give a little plug because you're a busy man tomorrow, so we got to plug what Adam Smith is doing this week. I might do it as maybe Gordon Ramsay. Okay. Who do you want? Who's your favourite actor?
Robert De Niro's my favourite actor.
Okay, all right. This man right here, the voice of boxing. You got to tune into his channel. It's incredible. We're doing media together. And here tomorrow at Box Fest, I'm going to be here at 1 o'clock. He's going to be here interviewing all the fighters. No better man. And no better man on commentary for one of the biggest heavyweight fights of all time. on the global home of boxing, The Zone. Mr. Adam Smith, I'm talking to you.
I love it, absolutely love it. And closed my eyes, and that was Robert De Niro. Tommy Hearns was my hero in boxing, Robert De Niro my hero on the screen, and that was, I met him actually a few years ago, and
huge boxing fan.
Massive boxing fan, and that was an incredibly good impression. But you're brilliant at it, and you know that.
Adam, we love you, pal. We really do. Listen, you know the deal. You've been here before. So on 3, 2, 1. Whoosh.